one of our favorite people in the whole world with us today, Tyler Hoover of Servant Stage. Good morning to you, Tyler.
Good morning, Fred. You're too kind.
We love having you here. You've got to tell a story about this hat. I know because it goes with what you do. Tell us about your hat.
All right.
That's a beautiful hat, by the way.
Thank you. Yes. Wore a hat in today that caught Fred's eye. But yes, he asked, and I had to share the story of it was it's a Newsies hat based on my childhood obsession with Newsies. And loved the Disney film. And my dear mother bought me a Newsies hat, and it's been serving me strong for 25
since you were
years.
9. And it's a great shape.
Yeah, it is. It's really held up well.
And I love that it's your love of the Newsies.
Absolutely.
Because you wear it like it means something to you. And I love that.
I don't know how I pulled that off, but I'll take it.
Tell us about Servant Stage.
Servant Stage is a local nonprofit theater company based here in Lancaster with a mission to make outstanding musical and theatrical experiences available and accessible to everyone in our community. And so we identified that two of the main inhibitors for people from getting to experience live theater is the cost and location. Maybe they can't get out to wherever the theater is.
Right.
And so we aim to fix those things by taking our shows out into the community to 50-plus venues a year to bring theater to the people wherever they are across Lancaster County and beyond. And then we offer every show as pay what you will, so removing the cost inhibitor as well, so people can come, bring their families, enjoy a great show, and experience the benefit to a community that only experiencing live theater and art together can bring.
And speaking of coming to a community and a place near you, you're going to be right here at the Junction Center.
I am. I'm going to be very familiar with the Junction Center this weekend.
Tell us about Christmas Crooners.
So Christmas Crooners is an original review show that we created just this year as a hat tip, an homage of sorts to some of the great crooners of the 1930s, 40s, and 50s. So you think Bing Crosby, Nat King Cole.
Yeah.
I mean, names that are almost synonymous with Christmas at this point and have so much nostalgia for people. And wanted to create a show really trying to get at the heart of their style, not just musically, but even just as entertainers. There was something really unique about how those folks engaged a crowd, engaged a room.
Whenever I'm listening to Christmas music this time of year, like if I'm going to listen to something like Nat King Cole, and you listen to that voice and you just go, that's amazing how he can connect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's such
and
a
that's the kind
connection.
of thing you're trying to capture.
Yeah, it's really a more simple form of entertaining. I mean, so often if you go back and watch their concerts or even their Christmas specials, there are some great Christmas specials.
There are some great Christmas specials.
It's an entertainer and a mic and just a connection and sort of a simple, elegant charm that they had.
Yeah.
And so we really tried to get at that with our cast of highlighting that style of entertaining.
Yeah.
But then also looked at their vocal style and said, we're not doing impersonations here. We don't want you to be Bing Crosby because you can't.
You can't.
But how can we look at their vocal styles and say, what can you pull and adapt and incorporate into your instrument? And the cast really engaged with that, musically and on the entertainment front. And it was really magical to see what came of it. And I think we've got a whole nother round of crooners.
So how do you pick the songs that fit the Christmas crooner theme?
I mean, some of it comes down to arrangement. I mean, we've got a handful of songs in this show. We do some of the classics, like we have an original arrangement of It Came Upon a Midnight Clear, but it's in more of a swing style. It just kind of fits the vibe of that era and what people would expect of that kind of smooth jazz kind of sound. But then also just finding songs that it's already right there. I think one of the first songs that I picked for the show was Man with the Bag. I don't know if people are familiar with that song.
Yeah.
But it's a song that we've never done in any of our original reviews, which that was also something I was looking for and trying to find what are songs that folks haven't heard in our shows at this point.
Yeah.
And there was a fair number. We were able to incorporate in there. And so folks will get to hear some of those more secular hits and classics, but also a lot of the sacred comes in. We always like to weave everything back to the heart of Christmas, the story of Christmas, so folks get to hear that.
Sure.
And weave a lot of the traditional carols in there as well. And so it's a great opportunity for the whole family.
So in addition to being a full-time dad, steering Servant Stage, you also are one of the crooners.
I'm not.
You're not? I thought you were.
I'm not in the show
Somebody
this time
told
around.
me you were in the show this time.
You were misled, my friend.
Wow.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I wish I could be. But no, I had a lot of fun being on the creative team for the show.
Yeah.
Helping to create and put it together with just such a great collaborative creative team.
Yeah.
It's always a unique challenge, a unique opportunity to get to create something from the ground up. And so just kudos and hats off to the production team and the entire cast for the way that they jumped in and were willing to come and work and play and really create something together.
True that. Yes. So who are the Crooners? Tell us, are they folks we know from the community?
There will definitely be some familiar faces, especially for Servant Stage audiences.
Yes.
It's a 7-person cast, and it's double and triple cast in some parts to cover all the shows, because we've been touring now since November 8th.
Oh, wow.
And had shows pretty much every day.
Yeah.
We actually, the last 2 days were our first 3-show days. We were in 3 different places across the county each day.
Yeah.
And so it'd be too long to rattle off the whole list now, but some incredible performers, and even more so, incredible people.
People we'll know from Servant Stage Past.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yes, indeed. And all that's on our website, too. If you want to go check out who's in the cast, read all about them, it's on our website.
So it's happening this weekend right here at the Junction Center.
Yep. We're finally landing after touring for weeks.
Yep.
We kick off our featured weekends. Starting here at the Junction Center, we'll be here Friday through Sunday this weekend. Friday night, 2 shows on Saturday, and a Sunday matinee. And then next weekend, we're over at the Alliance Church. And then we close out with a final weekend at the Ware Center downtown. And
that's cool.
Yeah, it's
Have
great.
you done that before?
We have. We've been
I
over
love
there
that.
Ware a few times. Yeah, it's been
I
really,
love that.
nice. And then we continue to tour in between those featured weekends as well. So all those shows are on our website.
I love it. Check it out, servantstage.org. We'll talk more with Tyler coming up. More music, too. Our friend Tyler Hoover is here. Tyler, the managing director of Servant Stage and the show creator for Christmas Crooners, happening this weekend at the Junction Center. Good morning again, Tyler.
Good morning.
Love having you here. Love what Servant Stage is doing. How many years have you guys been out serving this community?
I mean, the first concerts under the name Servant Stage were back as far as 2011. We became a nonprofit in 2014, and then have really seen just exponential growth from there.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. So what makes Christmas Crooners special? What makes it unique?
I think one thing is just knowing a lot of the demographic that we're serving, especially in our touring shows. I think it's one thing that's so special about what we get to do at Servant Stage, but especially this time of year, going out into a lot of retirement homes. Speaking of the prohibitive nature of things with theater, what keeps people from getting to experience it, a lot of these folks can't get out. And so getting to take shows into so many retirement communities in this area, and bring them not just some tidings of comfort and joy, but it's their music. You see people come alive; they know this deep down. And so the opportunity to sing with them and even dance with them a little bit in this show, we get down into the audience and interact with them. It's such a joy, and getting to hear the responses we get from that, just how much it means to them, how much so many of them set their calendars by when Servant Stage is coming to town. It's a blessing.
How do you do it from a production standpoint? You're going into so many different venues.
It's a little bit of a different animal when we're talking a touring show like Christmas Crooners versus some of our larger shows like what we did Tuck Everlasting or Fiddler on the Roof this past year, where those are set at one location for a few weekends, and it's a full set and 80-person cast, and we pull out all the stops. For touring, we've got to be a little more compact, so
nimble.
It all fits in a van.
So
we're talking pipe and drape and some platforms, and
and
we go in there, a couple hours before showtime and make it Servant Stage. So when they come in, it's a similar experience for every person coming in, no matter where you go to see a show. So we really strive to, from front of house to the product on stage, that it's a consistent experience, that it feels like Servant Stage for those who have been to our shows before, kind of no matter where you go. And then our directors and our casts are amazing at adapting to whatever space we're in. Our touring manager, Haley Inglignani, going to give her a shout out for the great work she does in knowing these spaces ahead of time and preparing and saying, all right, we're going to adjust the show this way. You can't enter from there anymore. You got to enter from over there. And they go in with that just flexibility
that mindset,
and grace. Yeah, absolutely.
I love that.
It's awesome.
How many shows will you end up doing this show?
It's a record for us. I think we're around 50 or just a couple over 50 between November 8th and December 22nd. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, we've got a great production team, again, between our touring manager and Jenny, one of our other staff who helps cover on touring manager. There's some necessary redundancy on every role, just to cover all of these shows. So we've got 2 great stage managers, 3 audio guys that just share the schedule, and then each role in the cast is double, triple, or even quadruple cast.
Christmas Crooners this weekend at the Junction Center. You could see it all throughout December by going to servantstage.org. Let's talk about the music. What are some of your favorite songs?
Oh, man, that's like asking my favorite child.
Yes.
I just love so much about the show.
Yeah.
There's a particular rendition of It Came Upon a Midnight Clear that I'm a huge fan of. It was one of the later arrangements to be created, but what came from that and just some of the storytelling that our performers bring to it is incredible. There's a wonderful arrangement of Jingle Bells by Lancaster's own Andy Roberts. If you guys know Andy, he's fantastic, and just what the cast does with that arrangement is so gorgeous. But there's just too many to even tell. There's one called Christmas Alphabet that gets the audience involved.
Fun.
So a lot of fun.
That.
Get some audience interaction with that. And it's a lot of fun.
It's happening at the Junction Center this weekend. We'd love to have you come out and experience Christmas Crooners. Check it out, serveitstage.org. If you can't make it this weekend, there are other opportunities throughout the rest of the month.
And all shows, pay what you will.
I love that. Tyler, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
This is one of the songs. Tell us about the Michael W. Smith Christmas Waltz that you guys are doing.
Yeah, as we were chatting through the set list, we said, what's a song that we can share? And love Christmas Waltz. I've always loved Michael W. Smith's arrangement of this, and so this is a little taste of something like what you might hear in Christmas Crooners.
Tyler, have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.